I'm kind of quite new to following your teachings and so forth. So apologies if I've joined the wrong group, but I think this is the right place. So I feel like I don't even know the terminology. I feel like I'm sort of seeing things differently, and I feel that I don't know if I'm kind of waking up, if that's the right terminology. And again, apologies if I'm not using the right.
Right. No, I like it when you don't use the right terminology. I like it just when you use just the words that
Okay.
your own experience. Don't worry about the right terminology. The right terminology is your terminology.
Okay. Well, thank you for being kind. I think I feel like I'm almost 50, and I feel like a lot of my life I've been trying to do. Don't worry, people, this isn't going to be a long one. I'm not giving my whole life story. But I feel like most of my life I've struggled with feeling of being lost and the abandonment and all the things that most people have gone through some things in their lives that causes pain and suffering of some sort to our mind, our form, and so forth. And I feel like recently, since sort of the last couple of months, I've suddenly realized that I'm actually not who I think I am, and that I'm the infinite self. So actually, everything that I've been learning about building confidence, self-esteem, all these things really doesn't matter, because that's not me anyway. And it was sort of like a really amazing thing to feel that. But I suddenly feel like I don't know how to kind of live in day to day, and I just want to meditate all the time. I just don't even know how to relate to.
Yes. Okay.
Is that a lot?
Yes. Celia, first of all, in response to your first comment, you are absolutely in the right place.
Okay.
And your description of your experience is perfect. It's very articulate, and I know exactly what you're referring to. Yes, technically, it's what's referred to as awakening, but actually, you'll never hear me use that phrase unless somebody else uses the phrase in a question to me. It's too technical. But yeah, just to put what you're experiencing in the context of the tradition that we explore here, yes, it's what's called waking up or awakening. That, what does that mean? It means beginning to recognize that what you essentially are, behind all the layers of thoughts and feelings and sensations and perceptions and actions and relationships and memories, all that bundle of thoughts, feelings, perceptions, actions, and so on, that's what you used to think you were. And you felt that in order to develop self-confidence and that you had to work on those aspects of your character. Now you realize that all those elements of your experience are not really what you are. When I say not really what you are, I mean, they're not essential to you. Your thoughts are always leaving you. Your feelings are always coming and going. Your sensations and perceptions are always changing. They're not essentially what you are, but there is something essential to what you are. It's this being or being aware in the background. And that being is beginning to shine through in your experience. And it's not uncommon that around your age, you've had, 30 years of adult life with all the struggles and the successes and failures and pleasures and disappointments and everything that comes. And now the whole kind of drama of life you're just spontaneously beginning to step back from it and realize, oh, all that chaos, all that drama, all that, it's not really who I am. There's something in the background of all of that that is much more essential to me. And that's really where true confidence comes from. That's where peace comes from. Peace doesn't come from manipulating the content of experience or trying to still your thoughts or trying to focus on your breathing. Anything that's if we do get peace from any of those things, it's a fragile peace. But the peace of being is not fragile. It's always there, but usually overlooked. So you are just beginning to recognize that aspect of yourself. It's beginning to shine through the previously the obscuring layers of experience, thoughts, images, feelings, and so on.
And how can I make sure it doesn't go?
For instance, by the 10 or 15 meditation that we started this meeting with, that was an invitation to just close your eyes, cease giving your exclusive attention to thoughts, feelings, sensations, and so on, and just come back to being. And every time we come back to being in this way, it's like we magnify its presence in our life. We invite it, as it were, to come out of hiding in the background and to begin to filter through the foreground. So just, if your circumstances permit, just put some time by every day. You don't have to call it formal meditation, although it is actually what meditation is. It doesn't require a special place or a special posture or a special anything. You just if your circumstances require, sit down, close your eyes, just relax the focus of your attention from the content of experience, thoughts, feelings, and so on, and just come back to the fact of being and rest there, rest in that, as that. And to begin with, you may find that you do this a couple of times, morning and evening, before work or whatever. But in time, you'll find that you don't just make contact with your being just in these two periods each day. Your being actually remains present throughout your entire day. Much of the time it's obscured because we give our attention exclusively to the foreground of our experience. But more and more, it's as if the foreground becomes transparent, becomes increasingly transparent, and our being just begins to filter through it. So you don't only contact your being when you're sitting at home quietly before you go to work or when you come home, but throughout your day, even if you have a very busy day, even if you have a very stressful day, fewer and fewer experiences retain the capacity to obscure our being and its innate peace.
Thank you. Because I think it's the distraction, isn't it, that I kind of, during the day, I'll suddenly be like, oh, hang on a minute, I'm suddenly getting distracted in
That's perfect. But at that moment, it's as if your being is saying to you, hey, Celia, come back to me. You've lost yourself in experience. And then, so you come back for a few minutes, and then something will catch your attention. You'll be absorbed in some aspect of your spirit. And then your being, again, hey, Celia, come, remember me, come back to me.
Practice. It's just practice.
Yes,
practice.
Yes, gentle not forced practice. Or it's just gentle, loving practice. Yes.
Okay.